just so we can keep up with what we're talking about. All right. What I did, Matt, was the STL file you sent me, right?
Uh-huh.
That's what it looks like. That look familiar?
Yep.
That look pretty accurate?
Yeah, looks like what I made.
And you would make this as a plug or a mold?
That would be like a plug. It would be cut out just like that.
All right. You meant for that to be about 47.5 inches tall? 83
yeah.
and 83 inches in looks like about right at about 83.3 inches in the X and 83.274. So you're within oh God, you're shy an eighth of an inch in round in your perfection issue, but on 83 inches, that's pretty accurate. Does that make sense?
Uh-huh.
That the distance from here to here is about 83.3 inches.
Huh. Let me see.
Now that could be the draft, you know what I mean?
It should be a lot less than that. It should be half that.
Well, I can make it half that. I can actually control it.
Yeah, it should be. I'm not sure about the height. I didn't write the height down, but it should only be 32.5 inches wide. That's at the base, and then plus draft on whatever that 3 degrees at. It's
That takes it down to 18.5 inches tall.
Yeah, that sounds a lot more accurate. Yeah.
All right, I want you to look at what I did right here. Do you see the model size where I kept lock XYZ ratio connected?
Uh-huh.
What I did is since the given number was this width, right?
Yeah.
And you said 32.5, I either picked X or Y, and I changed that to 32.5.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and now I'm going to hit apply. Okay?
Yep.
What that does is that basically brings that model into context into its actual size.
Yeah.
Now when I hit OK right here, I'm going to discard the material below the zero plane because there's nothing under there.
Uh-huh.
And I'm going to hit OK. And what's happened here is my material width is, let's see, I want it, let's say 40 inches wide. And I want it 20 inches tall. Oh, I need a 40 by 40 actually. And then I want it about 20 inches tall. That's going to be my material block, just temporarily. Okay?
Yeah, it's your stock, yeah.
Yeah, and then I'm going to put my X and Y in the center so I can work from the center temporarily till we kind of figure out what we're doing. When I hit OK, what I got now is I've got what's called grayscale vectors of a 3D in the Z plane. Now when I hit 3D, I got something to work with. Now it looks like this thing's basically a perfectly round flange of some kind.
Yeah, it's actually a, what is this thing? I don't know, they don't say what it is. That's a drawing that I quoted, so, or
Yeah.
my dad quoted, so, I'm not sure what it is, it's a gate. But,
Yeah. Right.
The outside is not where the money is, all the intricate stuff on the inside, which is what I'll design later.
Say that again now. In other words, you're going to take this plug and you're going to make a mold.
Yeah, I want to cut this plug out. This is the pattern. So we have a pattern and a core box. So basically, I'm going to cut this out like that. I want to cut that out. When I'm done, I want that part.
Okay.
The plug, yeah.
Well, one simple way to do it would be to simply, just for the fun of it, you understand what I just did?
No, what did you just do?
I just took your image and turned it into just basically selected it, and then through a process called bitmap to vectors, I clicked that little bird right there,
Uh-huh.
and it created, if you look, a vector right there around your material. You see that? Now,
Yeah.
that vector is a circle. And the diameter of it happens to be 48 inches. So somehow we changed size when we came in. We're going to have to find out why in a minute. But we can figure that out later. All right? Now, oh, wait a minute. No, I take that back. It did not recognize my center. So let's do something else. Let's pick that circle again. Let's come over here to this little tool called Measure Tool. Take Span and Contour Properties. Select it again. And the vector is broken. Okay. All right. Now, you said that thing was 32.5, right?
Yeah, just about. The dimension they gave me was 26, and I had it 3 inches per side. So.
All right, now I got it. It is. I can tell you right now it is, and I'll tell you why I know that. You see, what I did was I created a circle all the way around it. You see those red vectors right there?
Uh-huh.
That other line next to it is the line that was already there. Okay, and I created a circle all the way around it. You can see it red all the way around it. Now when I go to my dimensions, you see my measure tool, span and contour properties, select it again. Actually, I want to select the one that goes all the way around it. Got 147 spans to it. Hold on a minute. Let me do this. Let me get rid of all these vectors. This time, let me draw a circle 32.5 inches. Let me position it. Okay. Now let me position this. Now I happen to know from looking at it that I'm pretty damn good. That's 32.5 inches. The import is correct. Okay. Now the 3D view is still the way we want it. Now, if we had a bit, of course, one thing I do want to do, if we had a bit, let me think for a second. I'm going to create a circle around it a little bit bigger because I want the bit to clear and cut all the way down. Okay?
Uh-huh.
If we were to I'm going to make me a big old bit. Make me a big old ball nose bit.
Well, that, will the, Master, will that support a 1-inch bit, a 1-inch end-mill?
That's the size of your, yeah, you can get an inch end mill with a 1/2 inch shank.
Uh-huh.
It's going to be up to you. That's where you're going to spend your money. You're going to spend some money on that big old spindle to have those big old shanks, you know? That's where you got to talk to Joey, which is why we're having this little meeting right here now, so we can kind of determine where you need to go.
It says, the other shop, they use a 1-inch,
bit.
Yeah, they use a 1-inch bit.
Okay.
The spindle that we chose was a, the spindle that we chose was I lost my computer went. There we go. The one we chose is whatever, the 5 horsepower HSG with the tool changer.
Well, if I had to build that part right there, I'd build it in stacks. I'd build I'd build this piece, and then I'd build this piece, and then I'd build this piece, and then this one, or maybe both. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would divide it by 6-inch stack. I mean, the most we can cut is 6 inches, so I would just do 6, 6, 6, 6, whatever, as long until I was done.
Well, then in that case, what you got is what's called slicing. Let me show you how that works. Okay. In slicing, we're going to have to create a lot of material here. Let's see, that thing's about 8 inches tall, so on the Y, I'm going to go ahead and give myself about 120 inches. Nope, I want to go the other way. I'll go 40. I'll give myself about 200 inches of width, okay? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move that all the way down here, and I'm going to get rid of all these vectors I don't need anymore. And I'm going to take that part right there, and I'm going to go to modeling, and I'm going to go to this little thing here called slicing. And I'm going to tell it that my slices are going to be 6 inches thick, okay? It's going to be 4 of them, okay? And the top one's going to be a 1/2 inch a slice all by itself. Now, I can change that to, say, 3. You know what I mean? And if you look, it changes the slice thickness. I might change it to 5 slices. You know what I mean? But in this case, you're talking about 6 at 18 inches. You'll see how it divides the slice up into 6.173. I'm gonna go to 4, which will take the slice thickness to 4.627, and I'm gonna hit slice. If you look, what it did is it created slice 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah.
There's 1. There's 1. There's 1. Oh. And there's 1. And now, that's how it works.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, I don't see any reason you can't do it, though. I'll tell you right now. That's how it works right there.
Yep. And then what we're going to do is, what the other shop does, just so everything is like, they said they tried it a couple different ways. And what they do is, your first slice is your red one down there, and they cut that out, and then they take glue and they glue on the next stock directly on it on the machine.
Okay, and then if you're going to do it that way, then what you do, here's how you do it. In your software, you see how I got my Z set X and Y Z center here? I'm going to move this one out of the way, okay? What I'm going to do is select that one first, and I'm going to center it. See how it perfectly centered it?
Yeah.
I'm going to cut it.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to glue on my second piece of wood, okay? And I'm going to center it. See what I just did? And then I do a new Z height, okay? And I cut the second piece. Then I take the third one and I center it. See? And it moves the file back in place every time.
Yeah.
In other words, I know you can do what you want. You got a little learning curve in front of you, but it can be done.
Oh yeah, I just mean this.
Hey, hold on a minute. Hold on a minute.
Like, we're 4 to
Jim
6
McGrew.
months out from.
Rick, hold on a second. Hello? Hello? Somebody tried to call me, Rick. Hold on. That's all right. And see there?